Hi guys, you're on the ADI channel. We all love to watch movies or read comics about superheroes and imagine that this all can happen in real life also. But in case each of us really had the chance to choose one superpower, which one would you personally choose? Share it in the comments, and while you're thinking, I will show you a very cool and large collection of superhero items. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Well, we're about to start. Every self-respecting assassin must have a... Continue in the comments. Correct, the blade. Yes, and not a simple one, but hidden. Well, after all, we must be stealth. The device is worn on the hand and consists of a blade that can be quietly extended or removed, as well as a bracer or gauntlet. Thanks to such a blade, the assassins never missed the mark and did not attract too much attention to themselves. Okay, I think that's enough of historical things for you. Let's take a better look on the decorative option, because its design deserves special attention. The weapon is fixed on the hands with a strap, so everything is secure. In order to expose the blade, just press the button. Click, and you can go into battle. However, everything should be removed manually. And this is the Topend Cannon from Black Ops 3. It is so sophisticated and well designed that you don't know where to look first. There are so many details, and they are all so interesting that I don't even understand where to start. However, something has attracted my attention from the very first second. And of course, it's backlighting, a psychedelic one, just in line with the idea. Indeed, in the game itself, this miracle weapon fired a caustic liquid, which the zombies were afraid of. Luckily, the Lego models is just decorative. I wouldn't want anything caustic to come out of it. KT4 appeared to be really huge, so you can't call it an ordinary toy. I really like these all sorts of tubes, mechanisms, twists and mini jars. Just stunning, nothing else. Which character attracted the attention of the audience due to his unusual behavior, daring actions and sharp, sometimes immoral jokes? Yes, of course, I'm talking about Deadpool, the one-of-a-kind superhero. I remember when the first movie about him was released. How cool it was to go to the premiere. I'm probably not the only one who remembers those times with nostalgia. So I suggest that we remember it together with the help of such a mask that will take everyone to the past. It's almost as cool as the original movie. Yes, there are no any unimaginable effects, backlight and other things, but does this make it much worse? In my opinion, everything is done adequately and deserves your attention. Next in line is a unique energy source created by Howard Stark and Anton Vanko. There are two versions of the Arc Reactor. The original full-sized industrial version and the miniature chest version that was improved by Tony Stark. As you have already understood, this is the second version of the reactor. It looks cool, just like in the movie. I just want to find an Iron Man suit somewhere, insert this little thing into it and become much stronger. Speaking of Iron Man, today I'm going to show you something very cool related to this character. So be sure to watch this video to the end. Well, now we're going to talk about the character without whom there would be no this whole superhero industry at all. About the hero who has saved his city more than once and managed to come to the rescue in neighboring settlements. I'm talking about Spider-Man, the favorite of the public all over the world. Spider masks change almost every film. That's why it would be wrong to say that ours repeats the original one. The main thing is that it looks cool and is made pretty well. This will be enough. The second feature is the ability to change eye color. It can either be blue or red. You can write this off as one of the modern costumes of our current cinematic Spider-Man, or come up with something else. So, what else to dress up? Exactly, Alien. How do you like the idea, huh? In my opinion, this image looks spectacular and recognizable. By the way, since we have already started talking, do you want me to tell you an interesting story of its appearance? In the summer of 1977, Batarang contacted Giger about the filming of a new science fiction movie. At that time, the third book of an artist called Necronomicon was published. The collection shown by Batarang to Ridley Scott interested the director very much. As a result, Scott invited Giger to work on the Reactor concept, art design for his film, and aliens images. In 3 months, he made about 30 drawings and sent them to the UK, where a full-length figure was to be created. But not a single sculptor was able to bring his plans to life. That is why Giger was forced to personally take part in the preparations for filming. The artist had been working on the creation of the alien costume for 4 months. Each element was individually made for the figure of a non-professional actor with suitable height. Giger also altered certain details in the alien's anatomy due to its overt sexual nature. For example, the shape of the head. The design of the chest breaker, proposed by him, was considered unsuccessful. It was finalized by Ridley Scott and Roger Deakins. This is the story. Get ready to pick your jaw that will definitely fall down in surprise. Everyone will recognize this artifact for sure. This is a gravity gun from Half-Life. The device is an energy weapon designed to work with the dangerous and heavy materials. It is powered by the Xena crystal. It is this crystal that allows you to lift and drag up various objects with ease, regardless of their size. So, I'm pretty sure that any fan of the game understands the value of the item. The model that is shown in the video, of course, is not able to demonstrate everything that the gun from the game can. But in this case, only such an amazing appearance will already be enough. Besides, the prototype even has a start button. After all, as the creator says, a real gravity gun cannot fail to glow. So, well, this is the base. I present to your attention the 85th suit of Tony Stark, which was created after the previous model had been destroyed by Thanos. Tony used this armor during the time raid. Before proceeding to a thorough examination, I will tell you about the configuration. The set has interchangeable hands, one of which contains infinity stones, the face of the creator, a stand, and an element for the back. Of course, there is also a backlighting. Everything looks even more epic with it. Colors, design, accessories, everything is just super. Perhaps the Iron Man model is one of the top ones. And here is the very high thing I told you about at the beginning of the video. Iron Man's hand. It repeats the element of the real costume. It is made in exactly the same colors and also equipped with an amazing backlight and a sound effect. I don't know about you, but when I first saw it in action, I got goosebumps all over my body. That's how much I liked it. I haven't told you yet about this retractable dart effect or something like that. Plus, it is also accompanied laser illumination. And by the way, I just saw it up close and remembered. This thing opens up so the hero can fire a mini rocket. Of course, a toy hand will not allow us to do this, but no one has forbidden us to use our imagination, right? Write what you think about this hand. In my opinion, this is not just a cool element of the costume, but almost its potential basis, with the help of which you can make something truly impressive. Introducing the next character, I don't even dare to joke, therefore, comrades. Darth Vader himself is on our screens. He is the very embodiment of evil, a cruel, vindictive, purposeful, unemotional and power-hungry person obsessed with a thirst for total control over everyone. So, let's see together what comes with it in the set. Yeah, well, I was definitely expecting a sword. By the way, it even glows red. There are also interchangeable gloves and a platform. A good set, but not full. But the most interesting thing about it is the Dark Lord. I have to say, it worked out amazingly. Removing the mask, we can see all the mechanisms and even a part of the damaged head. Oh, stop! Not even a part, but a whole head. Incredible! I've never seen what's behind the mask. And in general, the figure came out very similar. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments if you would like to have this one too. However, not all designers make their work as big as possible. Someone out there comes up with cool miniature toys. Like for example the next little yellow robot. It certainly reminds me of a Bumblebee, but mixed with some kind of Wall-E or something. The latter appeared here purely because of the eyes. The robot is as accurate as possible, small and cool. Yes, it doesn't even move like others. Just look. Haha, did you believe? I had the same goofy face when I realized that this was actually a person. I don't know how he manages to portray a robot so believably, but for this he gets a huge like from me. Awesome job. Show me at least one person who, after watching Spider-Man, did not check bites on his body and did not try to shoot webs from his hand. Or am I the only one? I hope not, otherwise it's quite awkward. It turns out that it is possible to weave a web without the bite of a dangerous insect. You just need such a bracelet with a special spray. Press one button and admire as something incomprehensible that reminds the web flies out of your hand. Yes, and it does it with such pressure that toys, as well as cans and bottles, will not be able to hold back the defense even when combined into one. I have recently watched the new Batman. Guys, even though it's long, it's worth it. Be sure to check it out, you won't regret it. This mask really made me want to rewatch the Nolan trilogy. Leave a like if you think it's the best. Well, here is the Batman mask. He is a character loved by millions. He does not have something supernatural. He is just an ordinary person. But that's why he is cool. The mask looks exactly like in films about this superhero. If you buy the rest of the outfit, then you can completely pass for the Batman of your city. All thieves will walk down the street and turn around at you, being afraid that you can spot them. Remember Harry Potter and the Invisibility cloak, with the help of which he did a lot of usual pranks, as well as the good deeds? Well, it looks like someone from Hogwarts has lost it, and now it is in the hands of these guys, because he can't explain what you see on the screen the other way. The mantle really works, and it just leaves me speechless. Yes, if you peer, you can see a person, but in any case, the effect is simply stunning. How do you think this invisibility cloak works? Is it real, or are they trying to fool us somehow? And this car was invented by real engineers from the no less real Kia company, which has been pleasing people around the world with their cars for many years. Once the guys came up with the idea to make a cool Transformer. Well, they took some old crossover model, equipped it with everything they needed, and tried to launch it. As you can see, it turned out to be quite good. However, they still need to finalize the possibility of movement in the real form, and ideally the movement of parts of the so-called robot body. But anyhow, the project has definitely been a success. Just think, what you see now was actually 5 years ago. Yes, this is how time flies. Everything was invented many years back, and we learn about it only now. Maybe there is something that we will talk about only in 5 years. I'll search for this soon. In the meantime, let's check out the most classic item of the world of masks and superheroes. Although most likely shares the first place with Spider-Man in predictability. I mean Iron Man, and more specifically, the costume of Tony Stark, the great engineer of the Marvel world. This copy is much cooler than all the other ones, because it has a rather unusual opening and closing effect. To be honest, I am not sure that there were anything cooler than this in the films. Most likely, they used just such a mask. How do people come up with this beauty? I'm just amazed. We have a very serious guest next in line. Therefore, meet him properly. Please, love and favor, the leader of the Autobots, Optimus Prime. Oh, they seem to have miscalculated the size. Optimus is too huge, as well as the machine he turns into. By the way, it is so unusual to watch how a Transformer becomes a tractor truck just before your eyes. What an impressive spectacle! I even want to watch the movie again. Has anyone heard about Monster Hunter? Hope so. I have decided to include in this video some amazing armor that will definitely stand out from the other ones. It is fully purple and has huge shoulders and a helmet. It seems to be blood armor or something, but I may be mistaken. Anyway, the way it looks is amazing. So, if I need to choose an outfit for a cosplay party, I would definitely prefer something like that. Especially for those who want to feel like a little imp, I have added the thing what belongs to such a character as Hellboy. This is the Fate's right hand, made of red stone. It is almost invulnerable, does not feel the pain, but hits like a sledgehammer. Of course, being much larger than a normal human's hand, Fate's right hand is not very suitable for manipulating most objects. So, Hellboy trusts his regular-sized left hand to use weapons and other devices. Do you remember the movies where the characters can or just learn to fly? Many of them do it with their superpowers, while I'm more of a realist and always looking for some adequate option for people. And that's exactly what I have come across on the internet. This suit is something like a big wing. A person can put it on like this and jump off a helicopter, perfectly controlling the flight. It looks very cool and dynamic. How a person spins in a flight and controls his body is just amazing. And when he gets tired of flying or is just too close to the ground, he will simply release the built-in parachute. Just promise me you will not start looking for such a suit on the internet and will not jump from somewhere with it. This should be done only with professionals and if you have insurance. I can't get scared. It's just impossible to scare me. Okay, I give up. This mysterious creature from the Vapsan planet managed to perfectly cope with the Tusk. Seriously, I can't even imagine who has created the details. This is creepy and nothing more. The mysterious creature head fell off. There are huge long hands as well as the crooked legs. I can't even express my emotions from such an outfit. Let's move on to the next one. Remember I asked you to guess which superhero is next? So, if you wrote Bumblebee in the comments, congratulations because you won! This yellow friend is constantly saving the ass of the other Transformers, and not only them, without fear and sacrificing his safety. And real strength is backed up by high intelligence, as well as witty jokes and cheeky behavior. In general, the character is simply top-notch. Exactly the same as this amazing mask is. I'm not talking about its details, as you can see this perfection yourself, but these animations, it's just something. I want to order it for myself to turn off the lights and also change looks. In my opinion, this is one of the best masks I have ever seen in my life. Please like if you agree with me. Next in line is the supervillain of the DC Comics universe and the main enemy of Batman. He wears a purple suit and fights with the help of the items that are stylized as clown props. Yes, you have already guessed we are talking about the Joker. This is a very cool Lego figure that perfectly repeats the facial features of the character. Every fan of comics and especially of the DC universe will definitely like such a gift. By the way, while you are admiring this handsome man, I will tell you a curious story of the formation of the character. According to the recognized canonical version, the man who became the Joker, who was either a comedian or a gangster, was frightened by Batman and fell into acid. It all happened when he was taking part in the robbery of a card factory and was wearing the Red Hood costume. As a result, he went crazy, gained white skin, black circles around his eyes, green hair, and a smile froze on his face forever. The Buster Sword is a spectacular weapon from Final Fantasy VII. It is a huge two-handed sword. Its length from handle to tip reaches 152 centimeters, and the blade will be approximately 30 centimeters wide. So it's impossible to swing the Buster. And I think it's hard to hold it as well. However, if you dress up as Cloud Strife, who actually owns this sword, the image will look perfect. I would like to note how detailed this model is. There is literally everything that a real Buster has. A bolted forearm, two adjacent holes that serve either as additional slots or clamps to hold on the back. Yes, even the handle has been finalized. So, whom did we forget? Oh, exactly. Batman. The character has often been described as one of the greatest martial artists in the DC universe, who has collaborated with or opposed many martial artists such as Lady Shiva, Bronze Tiger, and Richard Dragon. Knowledge of various kinds of combat techniques is complemented by mastery of weapons, in particular swords and knives, as well as shooting accuracy. And by the way, all this is implemented in such a figure. First of all, I would like to pay attention to the luminous stand of impressive size with the image of a bat. I don't think any other character has ever had a theme like this. No less exciting is the detailing. Just look how many weapons are here. Batarang, some kind of gun, grenades. They are enough for the whole gang of criminals. Or are they only for having some fun? The armor also turned out to be very cool and corresponds to the character himself. And his mask. Have you already checked it out? A cool feature of the image is a luminous insert on the chest. Do you remember Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man? Yes, the same villain who, due to Doctor Strange's magic, moved to another reality. There he met another Spider-Man and other villains. However, when Parker managed to restore the inhibitor chip to him, Octavius became kinder and started fighting against the villains. Oh, I hope I didn't spoil the last part for anyone. Well, one dude built almost the same octopus suit with the same tentacles. Luckily, he took into account the mistake of the hero and did not use the built-in chip. In any case, his work has become absolutely cool. Do you agree? Just look how the tentacles are moving. Holy crap! The next is a pretty cool model of Batman's fictional car. While you're admiring it, I will tell you an interesting fact. A Lincoln Futura was used as Batman's vehicle in the 1966-68 series. It was navy blue with red stripes, had a Batman badge on each door, and stylized fenders flanking the trunk. It was the main transport for Batman and Robin throughout the series, and in case of damage, the Batcycle was used instead. In 2013, the car was auctioned by Barrett Jackson for $4.6 million. To be honest, I think I have already seen this BMW somewhere. It seems to be one of the first car transformers that were created by technology lovers. However, despite its age, its principle and the speed are still surprising. Everything is as clear as possible, without errors and unnecessary stops. An extremely beautiful performance. No wonder so many people gathered around the robot. People understand where beauty comes from. The only thing is that it seems like it does not drive, but I'm not sure about this. In any case, even if it is like this, the guys will have something to work on. Otherwise, that would be a perfect robot. What is not interesting, right? Well, that's all, friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave your like and goodbye for now.